Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a Lake Providence Lodge wax review. I have had this Lake Providence Lodge probably for almost 2 years. The very first giveaway I think I did on my channel for wax was Lake Providence Lodge because I had ordered some of her stuff and I got an amazing scent throw like right out of the park with her stuff. So this is her card. This is actually all of my Lake Providence Lodge. I have warmed through every single piece of it, so I no longer have any more of this in my stash. So one thing I want to say straight up is that I feel like, I want to say, and I hate to say this because Karen is she's a great vendor. I loved working with her when I did my giveaway. You know, I contacted her, I asked her some questions about her company because I wanted to do a really thorough, you know, if I was going to do a giveaway with our company, I want it to be really thorough. So I feel like some of her stuff loses its scent after a bit. Now this is 2 years old, so I remember when I first got her stuff and I started warming it, you know, pretty much, you know, a week or two after I had received it, it was throwing really strongly. Like right now, one of her strongest scents that I have found from her is her cold ginger ale. I have that going right now. And I have 2 ounces in one 20-watt warmer and then another 2 ounces in another 20-watt warmer. I can smell it, but it's not as strong as I remember it being the first go around. Like I remember I literally had to turn the warmer off because it was so strong. So, and I did mess with different variations because some people might say, well, 2 ounces, that's kind of a lot. But in a bigger room, I kind of have to do 2 ounces. Some people might say, well, you know, you should do an ounce. I did do that with some of her other scents as well, so I'll get into that. So there's her card. And I did keep sticky notes on everything, so I'll go ahead and just get into this here. So the first thing that I warmed, well, this isn't the first thing. This is the first thing I pulled off my pile, is glazed orange cake. This was one of my favorites when I first was introduced to her wax. This was some sort of 2 ounce, I can't remember what shape it was, but it was 2 ounces. I weigh everything before I cut it. I think I cut this one actually and did, if I'm doing it in like a smaller room, like my computer room, I'll cut it in half and do 1 ounce in one warmer and 1 ounce in the other. So this was, I put down as a medium scent throw. I feel like the glazed orange cake, the first time that I warmed it, was very strong. And I remember when I pulled out the wax before I cut it, I remember the scent not being as strong as I remember it being the first go round. So that's what kind of makes me think that maybe the scent just went wonky. So this was half of a chunk. So this is, I only had 1.5 ounces of this left, and I put on here out of a 1 to 10 throw, this was probably a 1 or a 2. I'm trying to remember where I warmed this at. I feel like, so this is probably one of the first ones I warmed, but I just remember not getting a very good scent throw from this. And it kind of, I want to say her wax has a bit of an undertone. Some of it does. But I just remember her wax smelling very much like the scent. There was no undertone of like the base of the wax, if that makes any sort of sense. Southern banana cake. This was 3.3 ounces, and this, I think this was kind of a big chunk. I cut it up into, it was 3.3 ounces. I cut it up, and on a 1 to 10 scale, I put, oh yeah, this is in the kitchen. I cut it up because my kitchen's kind of like one of those areas that needs 3.3 ounces of wax, but I cut it into thirds and put 1 in each warmer. I have actually 4 warmers, but I put it into 3. So each warmer got about 1.1 ounces. Out of a 1 to 10 scale, I got 1 very low throw. I remember I had to stand over this one to even get any kind of smell off of it, and I couldn't even really smell anything. Now, banana scents are typically lighter scents anyways, but this one in particular, like when I first got it, I had no issue smelling it whatsoever. The other really weird thing too is, I remember when I was warming through these, all of a sudden, and I was having throat problems anyways, so maybe this might contribute, but my throat was getting, like I felt like I constantly had something in my throat. I felt like I was like smelling like the base of the wax a lot, like I wasn't smelling, I don't know, like my nose started getting irritated. It was just a very weird experience, very different than what I had had before. So cinnamon rolls, this is actually going in my kitchen right now. And I feel like my nose is getting like really stuffed up, and it wasn't stuffed up a minute ago, so I don't know what's the deal. But this one actually is, I don't like cinnamon very much. This one is actually pretty good going on in my kitchen right now. This one was 3.8 ounces, and I cut it up into 3, and it's going in 3 different warmers, and I can smell it in there. So this one seemed to do okay. And actually I was worried about this one because it was kind of discoloring. Her wax is all kind of like a white or like a light orange. So I do have a cold as well, like in my throat though, not in my nose. So when my nose started kind of acting up while I was warming through some of this, I was kind of concerned. I was like, okay, so pomegranate was 3 ounces. I did this in my kitchen, cut it into thirds again. I just put a good throw on this one. So this one I warmed a little bit a while back. This is a pomegranate that I actually, I think I kind of like this one. I'm not that big of a fan of pomegranate. Hers is a little bit softer and sweeter, so I did like that one. That one didn't do horrible. So this next one is lemon fluff cake, and this was 2.4 ounces. It was a leaf. This one was okay. It had a medium, I put a medium strong throw. However, I put strange undertone. So I was getting that weird undertone on this one again. So I was starting to smell, you know, all vendors have an undertone to their wax. You know, it's rare to find, like after you've warmed, if you've warmed a vendor, like one vendor for a little bit, you'll find that all vendors have an undertone pretty much. And I could definitely started smelling an undertone in here. Melted marshmallow, I thought I'd love this one. Like I really did. This is 2.1 ounces, and I did this in my living room. So I cut it in half, and I did 1 ounce in one warmer and 1 ounce in the other. And I didn't like this one. This one was a medium throw. It was kind of like a toasty marshmallow. Wasn't my favorite marshmallow though. I have other marshmallows that I like from other vendors. I mean, it smelled good in the bag. I thought I was gonna like it, but it wasn't one that I was just like, you know, in love with. So I don't know why I'm so OCD about like I like my it's still messy. Okay, whatever. So this was the huge bag of cold ginger ale that I had. Again, I can smell it going on in my living room right now. There was like, it was a 4-pack. I ordered a 4-pack in this one because this one was definitely a favorite. I don't have notes on it because it's going right now. And it's in my living room, and I can smell it, but it's not as strong as I remember the first go around that I had with it. So I don't know. I just don't know if her... See, now this one has a weird undertone to me. This one is cupcake, and this one is going on in either my daughter's room or in the computer room. So these are 1.4 ounces, which are perfect for, you know, a smaller space. This one to me, you can smell the sweet, but again, there's that kind of like a weird undertone with her sweet scent. So I was not a big fan of cupcake. Cotton candy, I think this is the other one I have going on now. Cotton candy, you know, I've never had straight cotton candy, so I can't really comment on it, what this smells like, but it's just a sweet, you know, it's just a sweet scent. I don't think I had a note on that. Did I or didn't I? Yeah, there was no note on that one, so that one I must have warming right now. And things like cotton candy and stuff, I really don't expect a super strong throw from, because these are more like blender scents to me, you know what I mean? So whether that one's throwing well or not doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. I should have mixed it with something. Okay, so fresh pear. I put medium throw on this one. I did 1 ounce each in 2 warmers. So this must have been like a 2 ounce shape or something. She's got a lot of shapes and stuff like that. Now also, let me say something as well. Her scent list has changed. I have not gone and looked at her new scents because it's been a while. But this one was a medium throw and 2 different warmers. I remember smelling this one and thinking that it smelled so good on cold, but on warm, I wasn't as much in love with it as I was warmed up. So, and then, okay, Heirloom Rose. This one I thought was going to be strong and that I wouldn't like it. This was 2.6 ounce, and there were like 3 roses in here, or 4 roses in here. This one had a very light throw. I was really surprised. I thought this one was going to be like one that was going to blow me out of the water, but it was pretty light. So I couldn't really do a, you know, like a really good scent review on that one. But it wasn't as strong. I thought that one was going to like blow me out of the room just because, and I'm not a big rose person as well. Dark chocolate mint. This one was a strong throw. This one also was in my kitchen as well. I need to mention that because that's always, I always have to do like 3 ounces in there. So since these are 1.4 ounces, I believe, this one did really well. So if you like dark chocolate mint scents, this would be a great one. And these were all ordered about the same time as the other ones. So I don't know why this one did better than, I mean, this is probably one of the strongest ones out of the bunch. I am not the biggest fan of like a dark chocolate mint, so I actually had to turn that one off because it was so strong. So let's see. What did I write on here? Oh, this one, melted marshmallow. I melted this one with the dark chocolate mint. I melted it in a different warmer though. I was just going to put my nose over it and kind of smell. This one I couldn't really tell that it was in the room with the dark chocolate mint because the dark chocolate mint was so powerful, but I had the other melted marshmallow that I melted that I just didn't really prefer this kind of marshmallow, so it wasn't my favorite marshmallow. But it's not bad, it's just not my favorite. Actually smelled worse. Whoops, these labels keep coming off. Mulberry. On a scale of 1 to 10, I got a 4 to 5 scent throw on this one. This one I did in my daughter's room in a Scentsy warmer. This is more of like a fruity, so it wasn't like my favorite scent ever, but this one was really strong in the cup and not so strong in the warmer. So I don't know what was going on with that. Now, if I remember correctly, that you can warm her stuff in a hot plate, or I thought I remember her saying that you could do it in a Scentsy warmer if you wanted to as well. She had tested it in that, but it's been a while since I've been over there. So this one I'd always heard someone talk about saying that they liked hot bath, and I wasn't sure that I was going to love it because I did not like it on cold. It's just super strong, and I just thought, oh, this smells like headache for sure. But once I got it, I did this in a Scentsy warmer in my daughter's room. This is really great on warm. I really liked this one. This one is kind of a light floral, and it's girly. That's the best way I can describe it. I feel like it's a dupe for something, but I can't really remember. So yeah, it smells so weird on cold, but on warm, it was really great. So that is my Lake Providence Lodge scent review. So what I would suggest with Lake Providence Lodge, because I've had really good luck with her stuff in the beginning, I would not recommend sitting on this stuff for a long time, just because I feel like it has really decreased in, like I feel like some of the scents really died out. Like this cold ginger ale was like one of the first scents I really fell in love with, and it was super strong. Now I mean, I can barely smell it, and it's only been on for like 2 hours. So we'll talk to you guys later. I hope you found this helpful or whatever, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.